People keep calling the Patriots down in Burns, Oregon, terrorists. If those Patriots down there restoring the land to the people, taking it back from the occupation of an illegal and unconstitutional federal government, if those men are terrorists, then Satan himself must be a liberty-loving patriot. Do we not have the right, the duty to stand up? Are not all men created equal? Was not America built on the foundation of rebelling against unjust authority with principle, with righteousness? And now as the mob comes out, calling for the heads of those who defend liberty because it might impinge on their entertainment, it might interfere with their fake lives, it might interfere with the freebies that they receive from government, with the programs, with the lies. This isn't liberty. This isn't America. We don't have America anymore. We have an empire where truth is treason, and a few men stand up, and they are accosted by the mob. What kind of cowards, what kind of unprincipled, wicked men run this nation when the federal government in every sense is outside the context, outside the authority of law and the Constitution, moral law, natural law, and violating the people's rights, abusing people in the court systems, the whole court system, the whole system of government that we have built in this nation. While it was founded on liberty, it no longer operates in any fashion under the law. It does whatever it wants, to whomever it wants, whenever it wants. And if anyone stands up to resist that, the government gathers a group of loyal people who want handouts and freebies and false security and gets them to mock and deride those who stand up. The sheriff in Harney County, Oregon, Sheriff Ward, keeps gathering people for these community meetings. They load the bases with people who support the tyranny and the wickedness and say, we want the law followed. We want these people out of our county. The only people in that county, the people upholding the law, are those patriots out there on the refuge. And you know what happens at these meetings? Here's what's happening now. The patriots are still there. They're removing fences and they're taking down cameras of the surveillance state. They're working to restore this land to the people to help bring prosperity to this county. And a few locals get together, hand-picked, and deride them and say they should be in prison. Oh, shame to this nation that the people of this nation, the Christians of this nation, the principled liberty lovers of this nation, are too focused on self and entertainment and sports to be willing to stand up and defend their neighbor, defend the law, and love their neighbor as themselves. Everyone is accountable to defend law for their children. The principled liberty lover rises not because it is easy, but because it is right, because it is just, and because they do not want to sell their children into the bands of slavery. We have a nation of slavery that has turned itself over to sin, to self-focus, to apathy, and to a government that acts with impunity. We've thrown away our republic. We've thrown away the principles that the people who bled to build this nation fought for. The people we immortalize in our history as heroes are similar to men standing up for liberty in this nation now who are derided. They are comparable to those men down on that refuge, to people who rise up against tyranny all over this nation. But a slave says, obey the law. A wicked man says, the government is the law. Government cannot be law outside our rights. And in this nation, we, the people, are the law. We formed it based on our God-given rights. And we made a compact in our constitutions that did not grant us one of those rights, but the commanded government that they would obey all of them or we would resist. We have no obligation to obey the injustice of government. We have no obligation to obey this lawless, tyrannical, terrorist government who calls themselves our authority. It's not hatred of authority, it's love of law, it's love of peace, it's love of our neighbor to stand up and defend what is right. If you support the government we have in America now, from our corrupt county courts to our terrorist federal government, if you support them, if you stand with them, you do not support the law. You do not support the Constitution. You do not support your neighbor. You do not support peace. You support war and terror and abuse and extortion and destruction of this nation. So choose your side. Choose on which side you will stand, because we, the people, have right and duty to stand up and defend liberty. I will start every battle on my knees, but I will end it standing boldly before a tyrannical government in any way that I am able. And if you do not do the same, you sell your children to the chains of bondage and slavery, and you take part in the destruction of this nation.